Hey everyone, welcome to the live stream and trading session for crude oil and possibly a few other pairs. If you are just joining us, jump into the comments and say hello. Welcome. I'm going to kind of leave this up here. We are looking for this retracement back up and then to sell down for 20 pips. That is the goal of today's online session. So as you are jumping in, say hello. And let me throw a welcome everyone to this live stream here. Okay, welcome. So again, hey, welcome everyone. Glad that you are here. We are going to look at crude oil. I like this 10 o'clock hour. We usually begin to see another movement at around that 10 to 10:30, and then hopefully we can catch this reversal. So hello to my good friends. Samira, hello, good morning or good evening or good night to you soon. Hello to all of our international folks. Sabrina, good morning to you on the west coast of the United States. So early rise for you. Good morning. Jasmine, good morning to you. Good morning to you. Love it. Let's go. Let's secure the bag today, as the young youth will say. Good morning. JCY, good morning. Sylvia Hernandez, also on the West Coast. Good morning. Zahir, good morning. Omar, good morning. Welcome, everyone. Okay, so as you can see on the chart, we are looking at crude oil. And what I'm hoping to see is that we can get this retracement back up, this pullback back up to, I'm hoping, the 61. Now, if you can see right here, okay, we had this bounce yesterday, and that's why when I gave you this zone in last night's analysis, by the way, if you're enjoying the analysis, and I can't always promise you that I can do 2 a day, one in the morning and one in the evening, but if you're getting some value from these analyses, definitely drop that in the comments below. So as we get some new folks that are coming in, maybe they can see some of your testimonials. That would be great. So we did take this sell. We gave you the zone last night as well. I think you saw me post in our private chat area. I had taken this buy here for a quick 20 points. Again, when you look to the left, we saw all that wick, and how ironic that now that we have a Fibonacci level that we can place from the high to the low, right? That is exactly where price turned around. Okay. Remember, folks, you always want to look to your left on the time frame that you are trading on, because if for the last 3 or 4 hours price has not been able to close above here, there's a pretty strong chance that price may reverse. But anyways, you all know my deal, right? This is my 20 pip life. I look for 20, 20, 20, and it makes a difference. So again, got the 20, and then we had this reversal happen. This was a perfect break and retest in this area, right? Low risk, high reward, stop loss up in this area if you want to put a stop loss. And then we had the meltdown. Okay. We had the meltdown down to where? Exactly the next zone, right? Exactly the next zone. So now we are waiting for this here. So we are just going to be patient. Let me get back over into my studio here and see if we've got any other comments going on here real quick. I'm going to kind of come on camera real quick, say hello to all of you. For those of you on the West Coast, I'm throwing up my Dodgers tee today. Huge Dodgers fan, and giving a little love to the man upstairs. So again, shout out to all of you here on the live session. I can see we have about 14 folks. If you're brand new here, we're going to be getting back to the chart here. Again, let me welcome you. If you are brand new to my channel, The Motivational Professor, doesn't hurt, doesn't cost you anything. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, join us, hit the notifications bell, and be attuned to the value that you're getting. Now, if you're here for high drama, quick edits, flashy stuff, this is not going to be the channel for you. If you're here to see someone real who started at the bottom, made his way at the top, started with $100 and grew his account that way over the last 7 years, then you're in the right place. We're going to help you. We're going to teach you. We're going to motivate you. We're going to connect you. And if those are the things that you want, regardless of your age, then you are in the right place. Okay, so again, welcome, welcome. Let's get back to our chart here. And we are going to drop it. Hey, I appreciate that. Thank you so much. I love looking at the different profile pictures. I would love to have everyone, of course, put their real picture on their real name so I can connect people. But I know a lot of people don't like to do that. But either way, at some point, maybe in our group, that would be awesome. So again, welcome, welcome. Yo, young man, Landon right here. Hey, buddy, welcome, welcome. And this is what I love to see, man. Young people, 19, 20 years old, young in their early 20s, looking to change their lives by adding another stream of income. And that's exactly, what trading can do. It can add another stream of income. Like I tell people, never leave your job until you replace your income plus 10% and then go all in. In the meantime, stay where you're at. There's always something to learn, no matter where you are at. You always hear people talk about the 9 to 5. That's a negative. I think that's a positive. The fact that you have a job, that's awesome. Value that. Be grateful, because there's a lot of people who don't have jobs. So forget all the stuff that you're hearing on the internet. Leave your job or your 9 to 5 sucks. No, you know what sucks is not having a job and not being able to put food on the table for you and your family. That sucks. Okay. Having a job is a blessing. Having the ability to come into a $7 trillion market and just make an extra $5 a day, that's a blessing. You can make a lot more than that. But I'm saying that's just a blessing, right? That you can tap into Wi-Fi anywhere in the world and be able to do this from anywhere in the world. That's a blessing. So stop listening to all those people who put down people that have jobs or that have to work double jobs. That's totally cool. I actually dig you. Those are the kind of people that I like. Those are the people that I want in this group. People that are going to hustle because they want to add another stream of income because they're saving for college, or they want to retire their parents early, or they want to go on that trip they haven't taken for a while, or they don't want to put their grandmother in a nursing home so they can keep them at home and pay the expenses. Those are the kind of people that I want here. This isn't a get rich scheme. This is 7 years in the making for me, and it's going to take you some time. But unfortunately, we have too many false prophets out there preaching one thing. Listen, we can all have a great week, a great month, maybe even have a great year in trading. The question is, can you sustain that? Can you do this with as little bit amount of stress as possible? That's why I like 20 and out. 20 and out. Get your pips, go all throughout your day, whatever that day looks like for you, whether it's taking care of your loved ones, whether for me it's taking my kids to school, picking up my kids from school, going to the gym, whatever the case may be for me during the day. 20 now, a couple times a day, and we're good. You want to build consistency in this, not just a one and done. So if you're out there grinding, if you're out there at your job right now, if you're watching quietly in a cubicle somewhere, trying to get in this live session, hey, I applaud you and I congratulate you because you're doing it the right way. So awesome. Okay, let's get back to the chart here. Let's see what we got going on. It looks like we might be approaching this area right in here. Again, remember our goals. Now, I'm going to leave this up to you, whatever you decide. I'm going to be dropping down to a 3-minute chart here in just a minute because maybe we do get some rejection here at the 50, but I want to see another impulsive move back up a little bit higher. And I'm hoping that we will get that move up into that sell area, okay, at least near the 61.8. And again, and the goal is that we can, come back down those magical 20 points today. So we're going to let kind of oil do its thing. And this is not the flashy part of trading. Hopefully, maybe this session will teach you patience. A lot of you want to hit that buy or sell button when you're in the middle of no man's land, when you're in the middle of two defined areas with no game plan, and then you wonder why you're sitting in drawdown. So I want to reduce the risk for you. And maybe we don't even get into this trade. Maybe this decides to turn back around, right? And that would be up to you to decide whether you want to look at that. So I do know that this Fibonacci level, right, is an area of resistance because I can see it right here to the left as well, right? So maybe we'll get a temporary retracement, but I'm not going to try to trade this little temporary retracement. I'm going to give me hopefully what this push that I want in here. And if I don't get it, I don't get it. But if I do get it, I'll be ready for it. And so we'll kind of take this trade together. Hopefully this will happen. It's only 5 after 10. So hopefully the first 30 minutes of this will push up, and then we'll get that push back down into this area. Let me go over back and drop some of these comments in here. Hey, Shirley, good to see you. Welcome, welcome. Awesome. In the crypto industry. That's right. Well, my older son's in the crypto industry as well and done very, very well. So, yep, good for you. Good for you. Sylvia, amen. Absolutely. Matter of fact, Sylvia is one of my former students in higher education, and good to see her now adding another stream of income as well with her and her family. Hello, sir. Hello, sir. Welcome, welcome. Good to see all of you. Okay, so we are here waiting patiently. If we do get the time, I'll look at another chart afterwards. And probably what I'll do is I'll do that now. So I'm going to go ahead and set an alert here real quick. I promise you, I'll come back to that. Okay. And again, if you don't know how to set alerts, if you look at me over here on the right-hand side, you see this little plus sign as you move up and down with your cursor. Okay. Wherever you click on it, it's going to give you this box. And then this little alert tab will open for you. You'll click on that. And then your alert will be right there where you have set it. Okay. Now, if you want to take this further and you double click on it, it'll open up this alert box. I like to say crossing up, and then I like to change the message to look to sell based on what I call PA, price action. Okay, and then I'll drop that in there, and that will come up on my phone no matter where I'm at the time. That will actually hit my phone, and I could be anywhere, and that message will pop up. So if you didn't know how to pop an alert, you just got a quick little lesson on how to do that as well. Okay, so we are here waiting. We've reached the 50% level. Okay, we've reached the 50% level. Some traders like to trade off the 50% level. What I have seen on crude oil is I see it more times than not head higher percentage-wise, a greater percentage to go up near the 61, between the 61 and the 88. And so I know some of you, and if some of you are still on this buy from down here, I already closed out. Definitely let me know that in the comments. I saw some folks in our members group area talk about they had taken the buy. So if you're still in it, let's celebrate you, right? Let's celebrate you. So now what I want to do is I do want to drop down real quick to this 5-minute here, and I want to see what's going on the 5-minute chart. Okay, so let me get rid of this right here. Let's see if we get that type of push up in here. We are seeing a couple of rejections here. So again, we may see a pullback down to this area. But again, I'm going to leave that up to you. I'm going to see if we can get price to push up near that 84.50 mark. Now, you hear me talk about all the time how these even numbers are huge. This is 84 on TradingView. So maybe we do get some type of minor rejection right in there, right? Because it is 84. And let's actually drop down to the 1-minute channel. I'm sorry, the 1-minute time frame. And so we are seeing, 3 or 4 minutes. Again, that's not a huge, you really can't go off the minute, but I wouldn't be surprised if we do get a little bit of rejection at the 84, but it might just be 5 points or so. Let's see if we can get that break above. And if not, then we would look to do a Fibonacci on the downside and look to take it back up from here for at least our 10 to 15, 20 points. But right now, we just have to sit and wait. So that's the look from the 1 minute. Again, I encourage you, if you are kind of brand new to trading, do not trade off the 1 minute. It can move very quickly, especially for crude oil. But I do want to show you the various time frames that is moving there. And you can see here how even on the fib level, right, the support and resistance has held, right? We're seeing now price drop from that key level, the psychological number of 84. But again, that just, in my opinion, that might just be a temporary retracement. We are going to wait to get ours up here a little bit higher so we can lower our risk and increase our risk to reward. So let's drop back over to the 5-minute chart. So again, this is how you really begin to learn. You just sit for one day and you don't trade, and you just look at price action and you kind of see what's happening here. Okay. And then we're going to wait for this push. And again, it's 10:10. So let's wait for that push and let's be patient here. Hey, Ralph, good to see you. Let me say hello to some of the faces here popping on. Ralph, hello, hello. Campbell, hello, hello. I had to learn to sit on my hands so the market can show itself. That's an awesome comment. Thank you for saying that. Sometimes you just got to sit. Sometimes you just have to sit and be patient and wait. I mean, listen, if you're not having success in trading because you want to jump into every buy or sell and you're not being patient, you're going to lose more times than you win. Sometimes it's just watching. It's just being patient. This is not the glory part of what people are showing you on YouTube or anything else, right? They're just showing you videos with money falling off the sky, right? This is how trading really is behind the scenes. You're being patient, and you are, having to be patient to wait for the best probability, right? No trade is a win when you have a high risk. No trade is a win when you have a high risk. When you lower your risk, then you give yourself the best probability. Trading is not gambling. Trading is high probability, right? Going to the casino and choosing the number 6 on the roulette table, that's gambling. You know, so many numbers, you don't have a plan. There's no plan. There's no support and resistance, right? This is high probability. Are you going to lose some high probability trades? Yeah, you are going to lose some high probability trades. I know one of my good friends and members in here took a loss earlier this week and know that they will no longer allow, a huge stop loss on crude oil, right? 1 20-point loss and then 3 20-point wins, you're in profit, right? But if you have a 200-point loss, it takes a lot of 20-point wins just to break even. So we are no longer going to do that. So let's get back to the chart here. We are seeing now that push. So again, we begin to look at these psychological numbers. You've heard me talk about it over and over with regards to the zeros. I love the 50s and I love the zeros. So 84, 83, 50, 83. There's just something about those psychological levels. Now we are going to be pushing down into this area right in here. Again, we may not get to that 61.8 here on the 3-minute, right? Let's see what it does here. Going now to the 15-minute, right? There is the rejection on the 15-minute right in here. Now it's going to be 10:30 in a little bit. We're going to see a push. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and draw a fib level now from this low to this high because we do have a distinct retracement that happened, right? So now we play it opposite. If we can get price to come back down towards this wick area in here, now this becomes boom, boom, boom. This in here becomes a buy zone for those 20 pips of our goals for today. If we can get price to come down into this area to cover this wick in here. So we have now 2 options. So this is pretty much all I do. I just give myself the highest probabilities of zones and look at zones first and then look at Fibonacci second. Okay. Now, because of the trend that we've seen here, to me, even though we are sitting on a 15-minute trend, right now, the trend is, to me, a downtrend, even on this 15-minute chart that we're looking at, right? If we go over to the 1 hour, okay, we are still in this downtrend. We came all the way down, and then now we're getting what I call is this pullback on a 1 hour. This is what I love about looking at the multiple time frame zones, right? We were getting this pullback. So this 1 hour candle was our bullish candle. If you remember back in the old days, the game Pac-Man, this candle ate this candle. So now that tells me, okay, we obviously know that buyers came in. Now are they going to come back to get some of their money's worth? Okay, I'm going to get rid of this box because it's a little disturbing. So now let's see if we can get price to come back near this area here, right? And we can take crude oil back up, because right now it is an open 1 hour candle. This candle can quickly turn around and reverse on you, and you would not know that, right? So this is why I like to say, let's wait. This for me, the 38%, there's really nothing stable here to say it's a strong area of support and resistance, versus the 61, where guess what I have here? See the difference? Here is just a lot of muddy stuff, like, nothing conclusive. Here, though, wick, 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 wick. I've seen a lot of rejection and no closing down in here. This aligns to this area, right? So that's why I rather wait for this area here, or that price comes back up and we look to sell, right, this retracement, because we know we've seen that price has been dropping, and this would be then a retracement back up to get us that 20 pips or 20 points that we're looking for in these areas. Here right now, this up and down is just too inconclusive, and it's an open candle. So we want to go ahead and wait to see, let price come to us in one way or another. But again, you were able to see here live how the psychological even numbers of 84s, 85s, 86s with the 00s, they do tend to give you some form of support or resistance depending on the way up or down. So it is now 10:16. We should see a push near that 10:30 time. I will stay on with you until then, but this would be the area that we would be looking at. Oh, and I know what I did. I got rid of the Fibonacci level there. Okay, so this would be the buy area down in here. Okay, so now we're just going to sit here patiently, and we are going to wait. Let me head over to the comments. Yeah, good point. Good point. Risk management, Lan, is good. Sometimes, listen, don't look at it like a waste of time, right? If you only have an hour to trade and you sit for an hour and nothing comes to you, and you walk away saying, well, I didn't make any money, that's okay. Guess what? You didn't lose any money either by doing something stupid. You learned something. If you're watching price action, you're learning something. You're at least learning about Fibonacci. You're learning about how the candles are moving. You're learning about psychological numbers. So you're learning something. Okay, you're learning something. Okay. Hey, Susanna, buenos dias to our friends in Spanish and to all over the world. Yeah, that's a nice order block. So let's get back here to my full-time chart, and my full screen chart, and we are going to look here to see kind of what is happening in this particular area. And again, let's go ahead and put that fib level again up here, which I took off just so we can have a visual and we don't confuse them. Okay, that buy area would be around that 61.8 area. And we're going to see if price will come back down to our area. Price might consolidate between these two zones. They might know that we've got some hungry people on this live call waiting anxiously to jump in on either one of these two directions. And so maybe they just consolidate in this area for the next 20, 25 minutes. And then it'll be up to you, if this live stream ends in about 30 minutes, to set your alerts up in these areas. I've got mine up here, and I always like to set the alert at least 30 to 40 points below in this case, because obviously we know oil can move very fast, and I may not be on my phone, I might be in the kitchen, I might be driving, and so I want to give myself a little bit of time. And same thing here. So what I'll do is I'll set my alert now for 83.42. I'll click it. I'll click on this here. You'll see the alert pop up. I will double click, but now I want to say crossing down, and then here I'm going to say look to buy oil from PA, which is price action for me. And that's kind of where we're waiting right in there. So that's kind of the cue that we are waiting for. If there is another particular chart that you want me to look at right now while we're waiting for price to move either up or down, you can definitely drop that in the comments, and I'll go over to one chart real quick, and we'll kind of take a look at what is going on there. And let me take a look. I am getting some alerts as well. Okay, cool. Again, for those of you that we've been talking about gold, we've been snagging gold down 15, 20 pips at a time. Gold still has a pretty huge gap to fill down around 1933 3 as well. So again, nobody's talking about getting in now, but take a look at that. Let's see. Why not just at a buy limit at this level, maybe a couple cents higher? Yeah, and that's a good suggestion. So, hey, I'm glad you brought that up, right? If you are busy, right, and you might be brand new and don't know this, but I think most people here probably do know this, right? You don't have to physically be at your computer, right? You can set a buy limit or a sell limit, which means, hey, trigger my trade when price gets up here or down there. You can already set your stop loss. You can set your 20-point take profit. So you don't physically need to be watching a chart like this, right? This is only because we're alive. But so here's absolutely right. You can just set those buy limits or sell limits. And there's only 2 things that are going to happen, right? You don't need to be there looking at it if you have your parameters. So the only 2 things that are possible is that you win the trade or you lose the trade. But if you have good risk management, you shouldn't be concerned with what happens on either side of that. Okay, so again, that's a great example. And thank you for bringing that up. Gold. Okay, cool. Okay, yeah, let me go over to gold real quick. Let me get this comment off here. I saw the different gold ones for there. Susanna, it doesn't really matter the time frame. It matters the price right now because it'll come to that price at either time frame. But I am sitting on this 1 hour chart now. But obviously, if you want to see a candle maybe wick somewhere, then you're going to want to jump into this 15-minute chart right in here, right? As of right now, we've seen this rejection at the 84. That's that psychological number. There are times when I will take, depending on support and resistance. Again, this was Fibonacci level. This did act as an area of resistance. It was a psychological number. And again, this would have been something that, maybe if I was, not focused in on doing this live call, there's your 20 points. Like that's all you need right there per trade to make 20 points on crude oil. That's it. It's not even a full candle. It could just be a wick of a candle. So you don't need to get so stressed with crude oil. That's all you need. One simple rejection of a wick of a candle. That is 20 points, my friends. That's it. If you do that twice a day, that's 40 points. Once you start trading higher lot sizes as your account grows, you should not need any more than 20 to 40 points a day. The greedy get burned. Let me say that again. The greedy get burned in this market. This is not an ATM. If you want less stress, less drawdown, and a happier days ahead, just focus on 20, especially on crude oil, right? Because so much volatility lets you get 20 easy. A wick like this from the zone, just this wick. You say, okay, I'm going to take the bounce. That just this little wick was 14. So you do not need a lot of wicks when it comes to that. Okay, we are approaching the possible buy area. So I'm going to go to gold real quick. If we drop down into this area, somebody send me a comment so I can come back to this real quick. Let me jump over to gold and let's take a look at gold. Let me get rid of any drawings that I might have. Again, let me know in the comments what we are doing there. So here is gold. Okay, now this chart no longer shows it, but just FYI, let me grab what happened to, okay, I'm going to say right in here, okay, there is a gap down in this area that's still open on my broker. Okay, so just FYI, there is a gap here. Now we did see price. Now I am sitting on an 8-hour chart for the initial analysis. We did see price come up in this area twice, and then we'd see this, rejection here. We have previous rejection here, so I'm going to put what I call an intermediate zone right in there, and if we can clear that with a candle closure up there, then we might see a push all the way back down. This was a push that we had yesterday to about 1962. So again, wicks are telling us that price, is going to come back down, obviously because of this gap. But if you're not in gold yet, or you're not swing trading gold yet, then you wanted to clear this type of environment here. Let me go back over here real quick. Let me take a look at. Okay. The comments. Okay, cool. Nothing yet. Okay, so this is kind of an area that I would wait. Let me drop into the 4-hour right here. So I'm going to kind of look at this here and saying, if you want to play it safe, You need price to close. Hold on, I got like 4 people messaging me. You want to have a price. Let me look over to the left. Yeah, I like that because of this right here, right? This was previous resistance. So now we're going to turn it into another resistance. So, yep, awesome zone. Not even looking at it just with the naked eye. So that is definitely an area that you want to wait for. And again, you want to basically wait for, price to come here. Sometimes price just shoots down, right? Something can come out dramatically and just shoot down. That's up to you. If you see that candle encroach as it did here and you want to take it, that's up to you. But remember, you may see a retracement. So the safer move is to let price close down here on a 4-hour candle and then look for the retracement on a smaller time frame and then keep kind of walking it down. This would be, because of this wick, this would be the next area I would look at to maybe secure profits, which would be about 1953. And then this is the open gap. And again, look at your own broker. My broker, the gap is still wide open right in this area, right in here. So that's kind of how I would approach gold. The 1-hour view, again, this is the 1-hour view. Again, you can see here, look at this, just by the naked eye. I just put this line just by looking at it. Here is, right? You can see here, right? A good area of support and resistance. So price already came here, bounced off and went back up. So again, I would look here. If you're looking to, if price just shoots down, then I would be looking for this retracement. If you get into profit here, I would definitely look to cash out somewhere here. And then if it retraces back up, get another position up here to take it back down to eventually close that gap area. Okay, I will come back to that. Let's get to oil. Okay, we are still moving here on oil. Let me close this here. Let's make this wider. Let's get it back over to our 15-minute. Boom, boom, boom. And we are still in this waiting pattern right in here. Okay, cool. Let me leave that real quick. Let me go over to the comments real quick. Okay, any questions on that gold? You can definitely drop that below, and I'll get that in the comments here. But again, that is kind of what we are looking at. And again, if you have a certain plan on TradingView, you can have multiple screens at one time. So let's bring up that gold right in here that we were talking about. And I'm going to close this up. Okay, while we look at this oil over to the left. Again, so you would want to, oh, and I didn't save the chart. My bad. So again, you're going to want to have a closure below this area right in here. Okay, have a closure below that area right in here, and then hope to get that break and retest here, back up into this area, and then back down to that next level that we talked about, which was going to be right in here. Okay, so that's kind of what we're looking at when it comes to gold spot. Gold, again, you always want to check. Remember that every chart is a little bit different. Okay, sometimes I'll get a comment about, hey, the price is different than my broker. Yes, price is different. There's different TradingView charts. There's different brokers on TradingView with different charts, but the price action should be the same. So if you go look at your broker right now, you should see here on the 4-hour candle on gold, your candles should look like this. And if you go over to oil and you look at your 4-hour candle, it should look like this as well. Okay, I'm sorry, the 15-minute candle, it should look like this as well. So you want to basically focus in on price action. Yes, you need to know what price for your entries, but remember that so many charts on TradingView, price is going to differ because of it. So both of these are kind of in a holding pattern. And let me head back over to the comments. I'm not going to do natural gas right now. I'm going to kind of wait on that. I don't want to over-index. We do have a lot of newer people here who don't trade natural gas and confuse folks. But I will, inside of our group, I'll send out, I'll send out something on natural gas. Even though tomorrow's Friday, but I have it on my list for this weekend to look there. So again, are there any trades? No, right now there's nothing that I would take. So everyone is welcome to do their own thing, but there's nothing here that I would take right now. There's just no volume right now in the markets for this. It's not sexy, it's not pretty, but it's just the reality of it, right? Sometimes I'll go a whole hour if I don't see anything. I just don't trade. So again, we have to wait for price to come up. And so if you at least are learning a little bit about patience, at least on today's session, I know some of you that are in the group, this is probably the most patient you've ever been in a long time. So if patience is something that you need to work on, drop the word patience in the comment box, because I think patience is something that many of us need to focus on at times, so we continuously stop making the same mistakes over and over. So if patience is something that you need to work on, drop the word patience in the chat. I am seeing some movement on crude oil. So let's go back over to our single layout, and let's go over here and see what happens again. Now we are approaching that 84 again psychological area, and you're going to see price kind of moving back up. Now, for some folks that say, hey, I want to, look at something. Here's the thing: when we're on this downtrend here, and then now we're pulling, back up. Some folks will even do this, and there's at times where, I might tell people, hey, look at this intermediate Fibonacci level here right now, right? If you get price to go back up towards that 88.6 in this area, right? And you want to see if you can maybe scalp something. This would only be a scalping opportunity. Then you would look at maybe something like this up in this area that you can get. I mean, your stop loss would basically be this wick. It would be 5 points, right? 5 points, and then taking it right back down to the zero line. So if this is something that intrigues you, right? That's a possibility right there. But again, oil does wick a lot. That would be something based on fibs of those two candles. Okay. But again, we are approaching that 10:30 hour. Actually, it is 10:32 on the East Coast. Sometimes we do see a huge push real quick as we get near the 11 o'clock hour. This is a risky move, but if you want to experiment, if you want to try a super low lot size, right? We are rejecting this 61.8. That might work for you, right? I've got my profits for the day, so I will take the higher sell zone or the lower buy zone. I won't take this one now. But if somebody was looking for a trade and say, hey, I want to scalp 10 points, well, that's a very low risk, high reward opportunity based on a plan, meaning the plan was we have former rejection and we put a Fibonacci on it, which has shown already before to reject that 61.8, right? That would be a possibility for some individuals, as we're seeing here, right? So here is our retracement on the 3-minute candle, right? So again, and I know I kind of did it there last minute, but just that wick alone is where people are looking, okay, I want to grab 5-10 points, right? Just that game plan would have given you those 10 points you needed, right? And this is why I said to wait, because that 10:30 push, from what I've seen, if you go back and look at the charts, we might get a push a little bit higher, and it may come back up to 84 and reject, and then we'll come up with a different game plan. But at 10:30 to 10:35, getting close to 11, I've seen a huge push over and over on crude oil, and that's exactly what is happening right now. So let's jump over to our 15-minute chart, and let's see if they will play with us. And really, let me get rid of some of these fib levels because I've already got the zones that we need. And let me get rid of that. Okay. To see if it'll give us that push that we want a little bit higher. Here's our 84. Okay, here's our 84. I think we're going to blow past the 84, and I think we'll eventually come up into this area, especially with this candle right here. So everyone should be making a note, because I have watched this over and over again. That 10:30, again, it's not always like clockwork, because if now they know people would be waiting, but 10:30 to 10:40 to 10:45, if you go back, there tends to be a push in one direction or another, a pretty substantial push, which I consider this to be a very substantial push. This is almost 50 points, okay, 45 some odd points. So again, that's a pretty substantial move there. But again, this is still an open candle, so we have to wait. This is the open 10:30 candle on a 15-minute chart. So this candle does not close until 10:45. So this candle could very well just boom, shoot all the way up here. Okay, so it's an open candle. So we are just going to be patient there. Um, let's see. I got a comment here. I like how you have the option to play both sides in a single. Yeah, absolutely. And that's when you see in the members chat, well, I'll say, hey, 20 down and 20 up. That's all I'm doing. I'm just looking which one is going to come to me, right? And then I'm going to give myself multiple options based on exactly what I just did here on this live session, right? Look at zones. Zones for me is 90% of everything I do. But then if I can throw a Fibonacci level and it corresponds with a zone, wow, that's even golden there when you can do that. Okay. No, we are not in a trade. We're waiting for this higher position up here on the top side. And let me drop a. Okay, so we're getting that push now. Which is very good. And I thought I had it saved here, but let me go over to moving average real quick. And let me change the setting to a quick 50. It disappeared on me. Let's make it yellow. And let's save it. Okay. So this is awesome. This is nice. Thank you, Yesenia, for bringing that up. I usually will only put the 50 just because you guys have heard me talk about it. I've done videos on the 50 working as support and resistance, as we saw right in this area, right in here. It happens over and over and over. So, as we approach the zone, we have the 61.8, we have the 50-day moving average sitting right in here as well. That gives me like 3 check marks why I would take that trade up in this area here. Okay. And sometimes it'll go a little bit past the 50. And so I'm looking for that area to really give me between the 61 and the 88 to get that blue light special. And that's why I have sell zone in a blue. Now, anywhere from here is open game. Sometimes I'll drop a lower lot size at the bottom of the zone at the 61 and then a higher lot size up here. It all depends on your trading plan and trading strategy. And we will be doing something on trading plans coming up, which is way overdue. So here you can look over to the right. You've got your fib levels. Okay, so this fib level here is a 61, which is right above the 50-day. We would love for price to come up here. I'm pretty confident that we'll get those 20 points in this area if we can let price come up here and take a look. All right, so good question. Do I always enter between? So yes, from what I've, especially right now in the more volatile times, when crude oil wasn't as volatile, the 61, just above the 61, a few points was awesome. But now I see that it pushes a lot more into between the 61 and the 88. Some people are putting a 70% retracement level. You can add those levels on TradingView as well. I just know it's kind of in the middle. So I just kind of do it by visual. And then I look at price action candles to kind of tell me. But yeah, I like to push between the 61 and the 88. Again, usually my strategy is smaller lot size at the 61. If I decide to get into 61, and if it keeps going up a little bit, I then go in another lot size, 1.5 or 2 on the higher one. Okay. And then as they retrace down, I then just follow my plan. And when I'm in profit on both, I cash out. Or if I'm doubled up on the top one and now I'm break even at the first one, I'm still in profit. So I go ahead and cash out on the first one as well. Okay, let's go over to, all right, we've got 10:38. I'm going to give you some bonus time here. I want to see maybe we can take this together. So we've been on 44 minutes. Let's see what's going to happen here. I'm going to kind of move this back over here to the middle here. And while we're waiting just to see how diverse we are in today's live, if you can just drop in the comments where you're from, whether you're in Dubai, whether you're in the United States or a particular state. I'm in Florida. I'm down in Miami. A little partly cloudy today, not our traditional sunny day today. But if you will drop in the comments where you're at, some of you who are already members, you can begin to connect with other members who might trade a certain time zone than you. You can get in like a private chat area. That would be pretty cool as well, because trading in a community is always much, much fun. Okay, cool. So I just got my alert that went off on oil. There it is. I'm going to close this up. So we are going to hope for this push over here. And I want everybody to build their confidence, whether you want to get in at the bottom of the zone or you want to wait for a push higher in the zone. Our goal here is that at 10:45, when this candle closes, we can get that 20-point reversal. Okay, and that's usually what happens. It happens on a smaller time frame reversal. Okay, we came very close to wicking that 50-day moving average as we did here. I'm hoping we go a little higher. Sometimes it wicks and just falls. Okay, so we are here. I'm hoping that in the next 5 minutes of this candle, it's going to give us one more push up, at least into this white line area, and then we should be good to go on this one for a scalp. Again, remember what our goals are. Let me show that again. For those of you that are thinking you're going to grab 10,000 points, that's our session goal, that we can get these 20 pips or 20 points, okay? Not 20,000, but 20. Build confidence a little bit at a time. Build your accounts a little bit at a time. Build consistency a little bit at a time. Those are the folks that are still doing this 7 years later, okay? I don't want you to be a one-hit wonder. I want you to be able to help yourself and your family for the long term. So it's 10:41. You can see how candles continue to move. It's an open 15-minute candle, right? So let's see if we can get that push into that sell zone, and then you can begin to get your MT4s ready, your platforms ready, whatever you want to choose in that particular case. And hopefully the 50 doesn't reject us here. Again, we are near the 61.8. If you feel confident or you don't mind a little bit of a drawdown, but again, I want to give myself the best chance to just be able to get in and get out on a quick retracement. So let's see if we can get that final push with 4 minutes left or 3 minutes left now in this candle without the 50 rejecting it. And I'm trying to teach discipline, right? Odds are if I was on my own trading, I probably may have already taken a position here because the 50 is so close to the bottom of that 61.8. But I want to teach discipline, and that's why you need a trading plan. And you need to decide what works for you and what doesn't work for you. But again, it's a moving candle. Let's wait for the candle to close. Let's see if we can get one more impulsive move, either at the end of this candle or at the beginning of the next 15-minute candle, to then give us that reversal that we want here. Okay, let me let that play out. Let me see if I have any comments. Holy cow, good job. Man, Egypt, hey, welcome. That is definitely on my bucket list. I need to make friends in some of these locations so I can reach out to some of you when I go there. And if we get a chance to trade, we get a chance to trade. So awesome. Awesome. Egypt is on my bucket list. Hey, welcome from Maryland. Go there all pretty often, over to Baltimore to do some trainings and teachings. So welcome. Love San Diego. If I wasn't living in Miami and I had to live somewhere else in the U.S., it would be San Diego. I love everything about San Diego. The people, the weather, love everything about San Diego. New Jersey, welcome, welcome, welcome. I don't even know how to say this. I'm going to say Brunei, maybe Brunei. So welcome. Yeah, my buddy Neil, who's basically about 2 traffic intersections away from me. Welcome, sir. Welcome, sir. Caesar, welcome from Portugal. Welcome, welcome. Keep an eye on that crude oil. Sacramento, California, another West Coastie. Welcome, welcome, Dubai. Also on my list. I plan to be there next year, so I will be reaching out, planning a trip out there. Okay, so let's see what we've got. If somebody is in a trade, drop that in the comments as well. If you did get in here at the 50, drop that in the comments. I want to celebrate you if you're in profit right now, because you should be in profit if you did get in at the 50 rejection. Awesome for you. Let me go back to this full chart. We've got 1 minute left on this 15-minute candle. And then let's see if the beginning of the next candle will give us another push up. It might just be the 50. And just for intensive purposes, that rejection was 23 points. So that right there, that rejection, that's your 20 pips. So if somebody hit that 20, congrats. That's 23 pips right now, 23 points on crude oil. Okay, even if you take one away for your spread, then that's awesome. And again, choosing the right broker is important, folks. What I love about my broker, I've been with him for 7 years. Never had a problem putting money in. I take out money every Friday. Never had a problem. It's a 1 point spread on crude oil. So basically, the moment you get in, you're basically in profit. right? If you're having like 10, 12 point, 20 point spreads, it's hard to make money on crude oil. So you need a broker that is going to give you 1 point spread, 0 point spread. If you're trading in futures, you're good. But if you're trading in Forex and you don't have a good broker, you're already falling behind. So if you ever need that information, you can let me know and I'll get that out to you as well if you want that link. Okay, so let's see if we can get another push up to close the hour. And then hopefully we can get a push back up here in this brand new 15-minute candle. If we can get another push up to the bottom of that zone, that would be awesome. So let's see what we got here. So if you can see here, we kind of did a little retracement to the top of that fib level. But let's see if this hour will close positive, meaning it'll close back a little bit up there as we move forward. All right. And let's take a look here. I'm going to take a quick water break. If you have any questions, definitely drop that in there. Okay, somebody's got a 2 to 4 spread. Okay, not bad. Not bad. Very good. All right. Let's go. Come into Papa Zone, and let's make everybody happy. All right, we're running. Hey, I'm sorry. I forgot a few people here. We've got from Louisville, Kentucky. Welcome, welcome. A beautiful area. Been there a few times. Vietnam, welcome. I'm actually looking at some hotels right now for a place there for next year as well. So awesome. Yeah, no, I'm definitely going. I'm definitely going. So I'll be reaching out to you for some what to do, some meetups. I'm definitely on my way. I just don't know exactly what month, but definitely next year for sure. I've got too many things already planned for the end of this year. Our annual ski trip in December. Got a couple cruises out of Miami for the summer, but I'm definitely going to get up there next year for sure. All right, let's do this. We're running 52 minutes live. Hey, if you enjoy these lives, at least if you're not into a trade, if you haven't traded, but you're at least getting some value, you're learning something, you're learning patience, definitely drop that. And if you want one of these a week, I can commit to that, I think. One a week, definitely let me know in the comments as well. Like this video, share it, and we can definitely do that as well, just to help folks out. Okay, just to help folks out. That's awesome. All right, here we go. Here we go, my friends. Let's see. Now, let me tell you that at 10:47, candle open. We're going to try to get another push, and I wouldn't be surprised if the 11 o'clock candle goes a little push up for a fake out, and then we're going to boom. We are going to snag this baby up in that area. So, I'm sorry. Let's be patient and let's wait. If anything on your screen works for you, make it work for you. Okay. My goal today was, especially with some of the members that we've been working with in our group, teach a little patience, teach a little discipline. You might be saying, man, it's only a 3-point difference. It's only a 4-point difference. Hey, if that works for you, make it work for you. I want to see if I can give you patience to be able to learn the lowest risk, highest reward possibility if it works out. So now we've seen 2 rejections of the 50. What that probably tells me is that we may not go higher than that price point right there. We may drop. We may start the 11 o'clock candle somewhere around there, and then maybe come back down to this fib level. So if we do get a third push up here, that might be our opportunity to grab another 20 points, because that was another 20 off that rejection. So what did you learn today? That the 50-day moving average can work like support and resistance. Okay, does work like support and resistance. Is it 100%? Absolutely not. But if you want to look to scalp, and you go into, you review your charts, look at it over and over. Okay, come on now, give me a little pump up to our sell zone, and we will be good to go. We will be good to go. It is 10:49. We've got 10 minutes left on this open candle. Let's see if this retracement down, if somebody comes in with a little bit of volume for the 11 o'clock hour, up into this area. Let me head back over into the Comments area. Yeah, for sure. I'll let you know if I go Baltimore. Usually it's not trading related, but I will definitely let you know. And I do plan to go to that Dolphins Ravens game later in the year. Hopefully, make that game out there in Baltimore. Yeah, awesome. Yeah, I should be able to do this. I'm going to go ahead and put it on my calendar and give you all, those of you in the group, a heads up so we can kind of schedule it in advance as well during this time frame. Okay, well, there is a dip. Let's see here now that we're going to go to our plan B. Maybe it'll come down eventually into our buy zone. So now we've seen double rejection off that 50-day moving average. But again, don't lose hope on the sell because things can turn around very quickly, especially at the top of the hour. Okay. I would think the sell is probably going to happen before the buy. I may be wrong, but I'm thinking the push up will happen first before the strong push down if you're going to wait back at about that $83 level right in there. Okay, we still got 9 minutes. Let's see if it'll push up. And again, if anybody took a trade, let me know in the comments so we can celebrate you as well and congratulate you as well. But as you can see here, both of those opportunities at the 50 definitely gave us those 20 points if we would have jumped in. But we're trying to be patient for this zone right up in this area, right in here. Hopefully, if this closes up in here, then the 11 o'clock beginning candle may shoot up into this area and then give us that retracement that we're looking for. So let's leave that right in here. And let's see if this candle can give us that little reversal that we are looking for, my friends. Okay. So I will put you on notice that at 11:05, I will be ending the live stream, 11:05. So I'm going to go an extra 5 minutes after the hour just to see if we can get this to fruition. And then if by chance I have to end the live stream, then obviously you know what to do. Okay, you know what to do. But we got about 13 minutes left. Let's see if we can get this push up in this area in here. And I am going to get my parameters. Again, as Suhir mentioned, if you need to go, you know what to do, right? You could, and here we just got a Dow Jones report, WTI crude oil down as war risk premium appears reduced. So again, that's a good thing, right? If the chances of war are being reduced, then you're going to see crude oil go down for the most part. But again, let's see if we can grab something here real quick. And let's see what's going to happen here. All right, we're seeing that push. All right. It is 10:53. We've got 7 minutes for this candle to close. And then let's see what it does. I would not play off that 50 now because we could see a push up for the last 5 minutes. Since it's been there twice already, I wouldn't bang on it a third time right in that same little area. So at this point, if you didn't take any of those, then you definitely want to wait for a higher push right up in this area right here, if we can get it. Okay, if we can get it. I think we're going to get it. I think we'll get it at the top of the hour. But that's just me being optimistic that we can get it up there. If not, again, I'm sorry. I was saying if you need to go, set your sell limit. Okay, so we just got that Reuters report saying seems like the war reduction might cause crude oil to go further down. I'm not saying that we trade what we hear. We're going to trade what we see, but we have a formulated game plan here. So if you need to go, then you can look at doing something like this up in this area, the higher the better, right? If you want to give yourself the least amount of risk, right, doing something like this above this low here, taking it back down would be a 2-to-1, back to this area, a 3-to-1, right? So if you've got to go, that would be something that you can possibly look at right above this zone right in here, something like that for this sell. If you need to go, again, your entry could be anywhere in here. You would just move this to wherever your entry. This is a, obviously you're going to have more risk the lower you go in the entry. The higher entry you go into, right, the less risk you have, because then you can bring this down to the wick of this candle, and then your profit level, hopefully it reaches all the way down here, increases. Now it's almost a 3-to-1. Okay. But again, we still have 5 minutes for this candle, and then we're going to wait for the first 5 minutes of the 11 o'clock candle. And then we'll see from there. There seems to be less volume in the market right now, especially for crude oil. Let me jump over to the comments real quick. See if we got anything on the comments side. Okay, so a quick question is, how do we see the exact spread? It says, I'm not familiar with the broker you have. On my broker, it'll say 1, for example, underneath the actual USO OSD, it'll say 1. It'll say 0. It'll say 1. If yours says floating, that to me isn't a good thing, because I don't know what floating is. What's floating? Is it 5? Is it 500? So I would definitely reach out to your broker and find exactly what that means. Yeah, that would definitely do it. Okay, let's see if we can get this initial push up here. We went up to that zone a third time. So if we look at price action now and we drop down to the 5 minute, the 3 minute, we're definitely seeing, I'm gonna kind of put this little circle right in here just to kind of show you that if we drop all the way down to the 3 minute, right, there it is right there. So we're seeing definite rejection in that fib level as an area of resistance. Okay, we're definitely seeing there. Now, I'm not going to say jump into a sell now because of it, because we still have 3 minutes left in that candle, right? But based on that rejection, then again, the candle's open. We may come back down towards the bottom of this candle. We may go into some form of consolidation in this area right in here, and maybe never get up this high. But again, let's wait to see if we get that sometimes fake out at the top of the hour. Okay, but again, I just wanted to show you how on the 3 minute, had you seen 3 or 4 of these reject, you have a good chance that you can scalp one of these, on the way down for a sell. So let's wait. We still have 2.5 minutes. Let's see if this 11 o'clock candle will push us up to be able to give us some type of entry up in our preferred area up in here. Okay, so you've got a sell zone and you've got a buy zone. Let me articulate that buy zone. And I would be more careful on this one right here. I would use a lot of caution on this, only because of that report coming out as well. Again, we may see price continue down. If the risk of war drops, we're going to see crude oil drop. We know the report that came out by the end of the year, the U.S. wants to buy down in the upper 70s. So I would be more cautious on trying to buy any further retracements up. I would be looking to sell any retracements back up right now until price action tells me we're going to go above 84, 85 and change the direction. I prefer the sells on these types of pullbacks to these zones right here. Pull back to the zone. We had enough. Pull back to the zone. We had enough. Pull back to the zone. We had a drop. So now I'm hoping we get a pull back up to the zone, and then we get a drop in our preferred area. Okay. So again, I'd be more cautious on waiting for buys right now. Not that you can't scalp it, but I would prefer to sit on the sell side versus the buy side right now. Okay, we have 1 minute left. Let's see what this does at 11 o'clock, and then we might We might see what it does, and then we might see if we can get an opportunity here. So we're seeing this rejection here, right, on the small time frame. So let's see if we can get a quick push up one more time, because we are making, right, a high, I'm sorry, a high, oh yeah, a high, a low, a high, a low, a high, a low, a high, and we haven't made a new lower low yet in this smaller time frame. We are sitting on the 3-minute. So we haven't done that, right? So here's our 11 o'clock candle opening up, coming back down into this area. So let's see if we can get something cooking off of this area. So 66 to 90, okay, that's 24. This is 62. This white line is 60, and that's 83. So here's our push down. This is our 11 o'clock hour. Right, we are pushing back down in here. All righty, there's our hour. We just wicked the 50-day moving average. And guess what? Let's see. Let's see where this candle closes. Let's see if we can take a scalp. Let's see if we can take a scalp here. Hold on, not yet. Let's see where this candle goes. Let's see if we can take a scalp. Let's see if we can do a live trade here. If you're up to it, just based on what I'm seeing here, let's see if we can take, this would be the area here, this white line. Okay, that white line. Let's see if we can take a scalp into that area, because that would not create a new low. That would create the same consistency here on this 3-minute chart. Let's see if we can, and then this to here is more than 20 points. Let's see if we can take this here back up 20 points. Where's my phone? Okay. It's got 1102. We are sitting on the 3-minute chart. Okay, so if we do come, oh, maybe not get that chance. I was gonna say, if we come back down to this white line, we're gonna take it up just to keep this pattern going here, to maybe create a new high up here, take the buy for the new high on the 3-minute. So if this candle wicks or hits this white line area, and you want to do a very conservative scalp for a buy, I would say take a buy and let's be conservative. Let's do 10 to 15 points if we can get to that white line. If we can get to that white line, just because I'm seeing the price action work there. Or of course, if we go back into our sell zone, then we know what to do there, because that would continue this pattern, okay, of up, down, up, down, up. So if this creates a new high, the new high has to be made up in this area. And then guess what it has to do? It has to come back down and make that second, this thing right here, right? This pullback. So let's see if we can get that higher high, which would be here, just on this little chart area. And then this will give us the opportunity to pull back. So let's wait. It's 11:03. Let's see if we can get oil to push back up there. All right, let's go. Let's break that solid white line into our sell zone area. And that, based on price action, should give us the same pattern. But this high would have to be up in the sell zone. And then we would see a retracement back up if we can clear this. Okay, if we can clear this. If we see rejection here and you want to try to take this back down, then that's going to be up to you. Again, I'm being patient and waiting here in this particular area to see if we get that push up there to create a new high. If we do not create that new high in this 3-minute, then based on price action, we should see price come back down towards the 50-day moving average. But let's see if we can get that. It's 11:04. Let's see if we can get that. Hey, no worries. Appreciate you. Okay, awesome, awesome. Hey, listen, I like to be transparent here. So here's a comment from someone. They have to leave the members only subscription again for $5 a month. They haven't gained much from your membership. They had twice my capital. Had twice my capital from just your free videos only because you keep changing your views. Hey, I appreciate the way you feel. I can't control that. Uh, I think what I do is pretty consistent, but I do appreciate you and definitely keep your $5. And I hope you have massive success wherever you go. I appreciate that. All right, let me go back over to the chart here. All right, folks, I've got to run. This is it. I'm waiting for this up in here. Okay, if we get in here, I'm taking a sell. Just letting you know. Here, we're going to try to give you something if we can, scalp a little something for you to make it worth your while to be here. But again, I don't want to train you either to force a trade or down in this area. Again, at that point, if price breaks here, right, we might be coming further down to test these lows. So I would be cautious on this buy here. Okay, it is a zone, it is a fib level, but I would be more cautious to wait on that, as well. So this is now the 1106 push. Again, let's see if this 1110 candle comes here. This would be more of a cautious. Just try to scalp to grab some points for you all. But I don't think it seems like we might just be in this consolidating period right in here. Okay. Do you enter manually or the buy or sell order? Yeah, if I'm doing something like this, I would just enter manually. But you can set your limits there. So awesome. All right, let's take a look at where price is doing. Couldn't have more value from the company that costs a cup of coffee a whole month. Okay, awesome. Yeah, I appreciate it. Okay, awesome. If you'd like to learn to trade, this is the place. But if you're looking for alert and entry and exits, yeah, exactly. I mean, we're not always going to give you. We just, we want to build confidence, right? And even for what I do in the chat, as you know, I'm saying I'm buying this. Last night we said I'm buying the Nasdaq, right? The gap was open. It took to the morning, but we closed the gap. A few people made profits. I made profits. So again, we're going to do that. Good luck trying to find that at that, especially at that price point. But anyways, I always wish people well. I never hate on people. Everybody has a decision to make. So I just wish everybody well. And I hope you can find the value somewhere for you and your family. That's really what's important here. Okay, let's see what time is it? 11:08. 11:08. 2 minutes. 2 minutes. There we go. Okay. I'm gonna wait another minute. I know I'm being picky, but I've seen this over and over before. Come on down. Come on down. Come on. Oh, come on down. We still got a minute and a half. Come on down. Bounce off this level right here. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. We've got 40 some odd people waiting. There's the 50-day rejection again. Oh. Well, here's the good news. Price is not going to stay in this little area for the whole day. It's going to give you the push up or it's going to give you the push down depending on what you're looking for. Okay. 1108, 1109. Come on. Okay, here's a new 3-minute candle because we are sitting on a 3-minute chart. Okay. Here is 1109, 1110. And we are getting close. Come on down. Come on down a little more. Okay, back at the 50. All right, come on down a little bit more. You have wicks down at the bottom. You have a few wicks at the bottom. Come on, give us our 10 points. Give us our 10 points here. Give us our 10 points here. Come on, I want you to see you bounce off the top of that zone. Come on and bounce off the top of that zone, my friend. Come and bounce off the top of that zone. There's about a 40 point between zone to zone. And what time is it? 11:10. So this candle has until 11:12. Okay, cool. I know we're only talking points, but I'm not going to say one thing and do the other. We're going to wait to see if it hits our actual entry line. And again, you have to know your spread as well, because if you get in, remember your spread is going to determine. Something like this, if you're looking for 10 to 15 points and your spread is 10, don't take the trade. It's not worth it. If your spread is under 3, then it's worth it. But if it's 5, 6, 7, it may or may not be worth it, depending on your spread. Okay, I'm taking a position here for 10 points. Okay. Anyways, I just got a phone call. I've got somebody at my front door I have to attend to. I'm going to look for 10 for a retracement backup. If you want to look for more, you can. Hopefully, we'll get it. Let's see what happens here in this area. But again, let me know afterwards in the comments what happened if you did take this trade. I'm hoping to see this type of reaction in this area as well. And again, set your risk management as well for what you need to for your points. But we're hoping to get this pull back up into this area for at least 10 points on crude oil. Okay, let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching, and I will see you soon.